What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it, my friends. Cookie DAO is probably my last purchase, not just of Cookie, but of any crypto until this next move up, right? This is the last purchase that I'll make. With this drop, I am fully deployed. I did not catch the absolute bottom. It happened so fast, you guys, but by the time that I bought in, I saw the price was back at 15 cents, but I swapped my coins right there. I was driving home, just missed it, unfortunately. There's not enough service on the drive, and also I shouldn't be looking at charts on the drive. I actually put my phone in the passenger seat when I drive. On a whole different note, by the way, out there, this is for the Cookie DAO people, because you guys watching this channel, you deserve some good information, okay? A lot of people, when they drive, this is not crypto related, when they drive with their phones, they put it in their lap. They put it between their legs. They might even kind of sit on it, right? Like that little crux right between your legs, right there in your crotch. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you're driving, notice where you put your phone. You shouldn't have it near where your baby makers are, you guys. You shouldn't have it near that at all. That's a radioactive device. You should put it away from you. You spend enough time with it anyways, right? I'm on this computer. I've got all these radioactive materials around me anyways. Very minor radioactive materials, of course. It's not like toxic. I mean, it can be over long extended periods of exposure, of course, with telephones, with electronic devices can be bad for you. I think we're all aware of that at this point, right? Don't put those near your no-nos. Put them off to the side. There's nothing wrong with that. On another note, also, don't sleep with them near your head. Put them away. Put them like 5 feet away from you at least. Go reach it. Go walk up and reach for it in the morning. You don't need to check it like a degenerate in the middle of the night. But let's get to crypto. Here we are at 16 cents now, Cookie DAO. Cookie DAO. Moving up. Nice to see you move down with a little bit of volume kicking in, but not a whole lot. You're retracing with no volume at all. What does this mean? Does this mean that it's going to go down because it's retracing with no volume? No. That means that there's literally nothing in the way of it going higher. It's moving up effortlessly is what's going on, right? Look at this maximum effort, and you did this. That was nice, a nice little 9% pump. You've seen a 9% pump now with dramatically less volume, right? From a low to a high. You know what I mean? It's effortless. It's effortless because all the effort came in to move this down. All the people that wanted to sell, they sold. Now, people that are buying, they're buying with less selling. There's probably on the way down more buying pressure on the way down. It was harder to push the price down than there is selling pressure on the way up. Why? Because all the sellers are out. They're gone now. It's bye-bye. They're done. Look at that 4-hour candle. That's a wicked wick if I've ever seen one, man. From a relative low to a relative high, we hit the 1272 and we're back above the 886. It's perfect. It's so good. It looks like, it really does look like that was the low, you guys. I'm happy. That was my lowest purchase of Cookie DAO right there at like 15.2 cents, 15.3 cents. Well, I don't, whatever it was on the swap there. I wish it was on Coinbase or something so I could have limit orders, but I'm stuck with the swaps. That's okay. That's okay. There's positives and negatives, right? From a high to a low. By the way, if you're using Coinbase Wallet, it's not decentralized, right? Like Coinbase Wallet, it's not decentralized. So if you think that you're in a cold wallet with something like Coinbase Wallet, I wouldn't think so. Anyways, here we are at 16 cents, high to low. I would consider this a double bottom. Yes, I think this is exactly what we were looking for. Perfect. Don't get me wrong. Back here, exactly what I was looking for was a rip to the upside, something that went through the roof. We didn't get it, but we're about to get it now, and I think it starts today, my friends. We're on our way, first and foremost, probably up to this area that we've been finding resistance at. I would assume we're going to do one of two things. We will either find resistance at that 23 to 25.5 cent area, maybe even above, as high as 30 cents. Somewhere in this area, we will find resistance and then probably pull back to our 236. Okay, we will probably move up here, pull down to the 236, and then rip from there. Okay, that's probably what's going to happen. But we could also rip right through it and then back test it for support. So I'm not going to be playing the short term with this thing, because regardless of what it does in the short term, it can provide all the opportunities that it wants to. That kind of looks like a signature almost. Inevitably, I expect it to go to new relative highs, which are not just new relative highs, but new all-time highs altogether. Big whoop. It's going to new all-time highs. Whoop-de-doo. How much is that? It's a lot, man. It's a lot. From a high to a low, if we look at this here, high to low. Come on now. From the current price at about just under 16 cents, the minimum target is an 8.6x. The maximum target, not even the maximum, but a very possible target, is a 16x. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we went to $4.20, and we saw an overall 26x from the current price. That'd be phenomenal. Much past that, I have a harder time seeing. A lot of cryptos like to find resistance right at their 420 level. I think Elon Musk made that a thing, or maybe it's the stoners. I don't know. Elon Musk works harder. It feels more appropriate to give it to him, but who am I to say, right? The stoners could be working hard too, but 420 might be where we stop, and I'm kind of counting on that myself. I wouldn't say I'm counting on it like my life depends on it, right? I'm okay with whatever. Hell, give me an 8x. I'm fine with that, whatever. But I absolutely believe 8x at a minimum. 15x is a very, or even a 16x is a very strong possibility, with the maximum potential being something on the lines of like a 25 to a 30x, you guys. I mean, 27 to a 30x, that's crazy. Could you go higher? Sure. And in time you will. Absolutely you will. I think this coin will be worth $15. It'll be worth, and by the way, $15 will be 100x from here. I think it'll be worth $30. We might top this cycle off at $38 to $25. That's kind of where I think we're going to go by the end of this cycle, but I could be wrong on that, right? Maybe we only see 1580, which from here is basically a 100x, and there's a very solid chance that we could run all the way up to $100. Yes, I understand it would have a very high market cap, but I think this thing is worthy of a high market cap, even if it's for a day or two or a week or two, right? It's not like it's going to be there forever. That's just might be where the topping area is. At any rate, my friends, we do have very bullish things going on with this thing, right? We don't know for sure yet, but Coinbase has said that they have interest in listing this coin. Back here, they said they have a roadmap to list this coin. I'm assuming down here at the lows, they're probably, if they're actually considering listing it, they're probably heavily buying at these prices, right? OTC, on exchanges, through DEXs, whatever means they can to acquire it. I'm sure it's happening right now. And whenever you have exchanges acquiring your coin, this is the kind of movement they have. Why do I say that? Because Binance acquired Cookie down here, and this is where they listed it, quite literally at the top, right? That was a 42x move overall. I'm not calling for a 42x move, right? Binance is the biggest exchange in the world for crypto. Coinbase is the second biggest exchange. But I think a 10x to a 20x move is very possible. Maybe even a 30x move is possible from here. But I would probably think closer to something between a 10x and a 20x from this current price of 16 cents, okay? To validate this as a low, we want to validate it first. I know it's fun talking about the upside. I love talking about the upside, man. But it's possible we could go lower. I don't think we do, but it's possible. To validate this as a low, what we need to see is a high to low here. Let's see. We need to get above and stay above on a closing basis. We don't even need the fibs for this. I think the most appropriate means would be to say closing above the daily high closes here. I would want to see you get above 23.25 cents, close above there, stay above there. Don't get back below it. Or if you do, at least wick. Like if you were to close above it, maybe you close up here and then you wick below it, but then close back above it. That's fine. But close above it, stay above it, and you'll be on your merry way to prices that are worth multiple dollars, several dollars by the end of this next move. Now, when is this next move going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's happening now probably, but how long is it going to take? This last move here with Binance acquiring it, right? If we take it from the low right there to the high, and maybe just the high of like the primary move here, not the actual high overall, but this was the main part of the move. That took us 41 days. So if it took 41 days, if it took half that long, if it took this long plus 50%, I would think that anything from, what would that be? Anything from the next 20 days to 41 days to maybe even 60 days, anything from half a month to a month and a half to maybe 2 months would be on the table. 2 months from now would be the very beginning of May at the latest. Half a month from now would be sometime in April, right? No, it'd actually be at the end of this month. I don't think it'll be a half month. It would be like the beginning of April at the earliest, probably, or most likely sometime at the end of April, end of April, middle of May, somewhere in that time frame is what I'm thinking. It starts now, it ends then, and where the price will be, we don't know exactly. What day it'll be, we don't know exactly, but we have a good estimate as to what it'll be. That's at least my expectation. I would also think here, talking about Coinbase acquisition, right? Because just thinking logically here, I want to ask you guys a question. If Coinbase announced that they have a roadmap to list Cookie DAO, I want to ask you a question, okay? And it might be more obvious for some people, it might be less obvious for some people, but we're going to make it obvious for the whole damn crowd, okay? If Coinbase announced they're going to list Cookie DAO at this price, when do you think they actually started buying it? I'm sure they bought afterwards. I'm sure they bought some afterwards. But I think we have a little indication that a very large exchange acquired some weeks before they made their announcement. That's how the rich people do it, man. That's how they do it, right? They only announce it after they've had their fill. And I'm not saying Coinbase had its fill. I'm sure they're loading up more. But I bet there's no mistake that in a short amount of time after that, that's whenever we saw some heavy acquisition going in on a volume perspective, right? Just like back here, there's a lot of volume relative to anything else that we've seen, except for this stuff over here, right? Relative to that, this is probably when Binance was acquiring back here. They announce it, or people on the inside start to really get aware. I think Binance didn't announce until they were like literally at the top, to be completely fair. But clearly, Binance and other players were aware of this going on up. And I think that this is a very strong signal that, yes, there is more acquisition happening down here. This is just a test to shake out the weak hands. It's, make no mistake at all, you guys, the low that we found was a higher low overall in this range, double bottom. We're on our way higher. I don't have anything else that I want to say, man. I've given you the targets that we're looking for to break out. 23, getting above 23.5 cents on a closing basis, on a daily closing basis, is a big deal. And then continuing onward from there. It's time to start thinking about new all-time highs whenever we get above 42 cents. We get above 42 cents, it'll be a very short amount. And what's crazy is we're at 16 cents. That's already great growth. But 42 cents will ultimately unlock $1.37 to $2.58, and even $4.20 and above could come on the table. We'll see how it goes. That last part sounded a bit weird. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.